Hi, I'm Clark Easterling of Windy Hill Foundry, and I hope all of you are having a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm working through mine, part of it anyway. It's a little past noon on Saturday, and it's hot out. My cousins are outside baling hay, so if you hear background, you hear tractors, that's what that is. I've got a whole line of molds made that are taking up one conveyor, and I'm fixing to start on a couple more here tonight just to finish this out where I can hurry up and get a pour in. Unfortunately, I can't share with you what's in the molds that are on the conveyor for privacy reasons for the customer. But on the one we're going to be, the video for tonight is going to be on this pattern. It's a 3D pattern printed by a friend of mine in Memphis, Tennessee, who I won't mention his name because I don't know if he wants it mentioned, but he's getting really good at it. And he gave this to me a couple months ago, and I said I'd have it back to him a month ago, and it just hasn't happened. Everything's been so crazy around here. And on top of that, I've got to be in California for the bash next month. So I'm trying to get all this stuff that's been on the back burner caught up, and I'm down to 3 customers now. Emma's one of them, for those of you who are watching her channel. And I'll be doing a video on her stuff coming up soon. I'm going to cast this in a flask that is not much bigger than the part itself. And I'm going to use a trick that I haven't shown you, and I'm going to go under the pattern with plumbing to gate it from both sides, and I'll show you how I do that with just one flask. Similar to a cheap mold for those of you who are familiar with that. I'm going to feed into this part from here, 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 and here on these 4 spokes. I'll have a riser that comes right through here. The last one I made, I want to be the first one I pour tonight, so I have all these arranged in a certain order going down the line, so I don't want to mess any of that up. So what I'll do, I'll just push them down and each division is 5 gallons. I have a complete set of molding slicks, and I have no desire to use the things. I've tried it, and I prefer this over those anytime. This one tool does everything from cutting my pouring basin. It's got that curve to where you're using this edge right here to carve that pouring basin, and that leaves that little lip right before it goes into the sprue. Then you've got this 3/4 inch radius on the end, which is perfect for cutting your runners, and it's flat enough to slice in and make your gates. Alright, so on top of that, it's a great slick. See that? See how well that's, how smooth that is? I do a lot of slicking just with the backside of this. Coping down. This thing hogs the sand great. I mean, it's just in it. I'm telling you, you guys that do molding, if you ever make one of these, take you a regular old tablespoon and hammer it out to where you know, put a long straight curve in it like that with a very slight radius on the back, and you'll love the thing if you ever get used to it. This is one of those cheap Chinese crappy C-clamps holding down one of these cheap Chinese plastic blowers. Between the two, it works pretty good. These things are actually, they, despite being from China, hold up pretty well. You can find them anywhere in your neighbor's yard, blowing those jumping gems up. This is the blower I'm going to retrofit eventually into my furnace system. Works pretty good. I got to put I've got an old 1920s Westinghouse open face motor that is pretty cool looking, and I want to repaint it along with this thing. And this thing's 125 pounds. It's a big boy. But I'm going to run a duct system to where it'll run both this furnace along with the pit furnace, and do away with that crap I got now. Cheap Chinese crappy lighter. Doesn't work half the time. This is the wheel I cast, and fortunately the rest of my stuff looks great compared to this. The pattern, found out after I did the second half a better way to remove it from the sand, which was to wrap it around the rim opposed to the hub. It tore the sand up when I used the hub opposed to using the rim. It came out clean. So when I do this again, I should have a nice clean wheel with no flashing whatsoever. That is what you call hot tears, and what happens is it's premature chill from a very sharp intersect because I didn't put a fillet or a radius right here to blend this finish in, this face with this gate. So what happens is you have severe chill in one spot and it draws the material and it just creates cavities like that, and it'll usually go pretty deep, and it may have in this part too, but I don't see it. Where your spokes are, there's about a 1/8 radius, so you're not going to have that problem there. But the finish turned out pretty good. I'm going to do this again because I've got to send him some, and there's no way I'm sending anything like this to anybody. Next time I do it, it'll turn out pretty good, and I'm going to use a bigger flask. I'm not going to go overhead with my gating. It's just too much of a headache. It takes too long. I also wanted to take a second to show you my latest addition that'll be to the foundry. It's going to be a vertical sand bin. I'm going to weld legs on one end of it. It's a 1,000 gallon fuel tank. I'm going to have to put conveyors in it to elevate the sand to the top, and then one to drag it out of the bottom and bring it into the building. So this will go outside, so that'll free up some floor area for me. Well, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I hope everyone has a great, safe Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be doing some videos coming up very soon on Emma's project, so y'all stay tuned. But have a great weekend. Don't eat too much.